All right, welcome to the Premier League 5. Guys, Carmine Bianco from WagerTalk.com. We'll be doing these for every weekend round of the Premier League season and keeping a record along the way. Week 1, the opening weekend last week. A few surprises along the way and some that really got to me in watching those games. Not the best weekend. I'm gonna put that right out there. I think I could have tried to kick a ball into the ocean and missed with the weekend that I had. But the Premier League 5, round 1, did go 3-2, culminating with that Chelsea and Fulham one on Monday that I thought would be a barn burner, and it certainly was. 5 goals in that one. And we'll be talking about Fulham a little later on in this show. For those of you that are new to the Premier League 5, what I'm going to do is basically focus on 5 games each weekend. If it's a client play, I will let you know that it is a possible client play, which would make it at least a 2% or higher type of play for me. If it's just a lean, consider it just a 1% lean. I've had some people ask me on social media about it. And speaking of social media, do us a favor. If you haven't already done so, and a lot of you did last week, and I'm very thankful to you, you dropped a comment in the comment section and you hit that subscribe button below and join the community here at WagerTalk TV, 256,000 and growing each and every day. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. Do us a favor, hit a like button, and then drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think my record is going to be in round 2 of the Premier League season. And guys, just say what you want to say. If you think I'm going to go 0-5 because you don't like the plays, say 0-5. You think 5-0 or somewhere in between, state it. I'll always try and reply if you guys have some questions. This is supposed to be an educational video and a fun one. And we're going to dive more into the analytics once we have a good base of games having been played. So probably around round 5, round 6 of the Premier League season, we'll have a good statistical base to look at, like system numbers, and how teams are performing both home and away. With that said, guys, let's get to game 1 out of the gate. And let's look at this one. Liverpool returning home to Anfield off a 2-2 draw. They are minus 200. The draw is plus 370. Nottingham Forest plus 500. Guys, there's only one play you can have in this game, and that is Liverpool on the handicap. If you want to lay minus 200, you can do so. I'll talk about laying high vig on plays in which I really like, and I have a client play later on that I'll mention why I'm laying that vig. But the Areola era at the new manager for Liverpool started last week. A 2-2 draw, maybe not the most expected result for him. He probably wanted to win that game, but guys, we have to look at it. Newcastle got a late one to tie that one up, and St. James Park is tough on visiting teams going there, so it's always going to be tough for any team going and facing Newcastle at home. And obviously, there were the lone draw on of the 10 games that were played this weekend between these two. But this game's at Anfield, and you know he is going to want to start his Anfield career as manager of Liverpool with a victory. And what better team than Nottingham Forest? Nottingham Forest were one of the 2 home teams that lost on opening weekend, losing to Leeds. And then they followed that up in midweek, losing to Leeds again in the EFL Cup, not scoring in either game. They lost 1-0 on the weekend. They lose 2-0 in the EFL Cup. I watched those games. This is a side that has some issues. I just do not see how they can turn those issues around in mere days, go into Anfield and get any type of a result. This is Liverpool's game to lose. They're not going to lose it. They're going to win by at least a couple of goals, covering that spread of -1, -130. So that is game number 1 for you guys. Game number 2, good old Man City. Guys, Man City finally woke up from the dead in their game, scoring 2 goals. It looked like they were on their way to defeat in their opener. They get a couple of goals. They win that game 2-1. And now they play a Crystal Palace team And this is one of those ones where, the analytic data, if we were using it, says that City's going to win this game and there's going to be at least 3 goals in this game. We can look at last year. Last year, and City's Crystal Palace has always been a team that has given City fits, be it in the FA Cup, be it in league play. But this is now a different City team. A couple players going out. It's still Holland's team, but Marmoush, it looks like he is on his way before the transfer window closes. He has a medical scheduled today, the day of taping, which is Wednesday. He has a medical with the Tottenham Hotspurs. I don't even want to talk about the Tottenham Hotspurs and what a horrible play that was by Need last weekend on the Premier League 5. But City beat them in both games last season by identical 3-0 score lines. I'm not saying this is going to be another 3-0 score line, but this could be very well a 2-1 or a 3-1 type game for City. City gets the win in this one. We see at least 3 goals scored, and that will allow you to cash a plus money ticket. Now, if you wonder where you find these bets, Man City and over 2.5, if you go to DraftKings and you click on the City game and then you go over to match parlays on the upper tab, you will see, as soon as you click on that, you'll see Manchester win and over 2.5 plus 120. You hit that, nothing else to do. At your other books, what you'll have to do if they don't offer that is just take Man City on the 3-way money line. You take the over 2.5 goals in the game, and it becomes a 2-leg parlay, and there you have it, plus 120. So we are going to take some plus money with Man City in this one. Moving on, we are going to get to the team that I was excited to watch last week. And that, no, it's not Sunderland, because they gave up a late goal to Ipswich. And I had Sunderland at a pick 'em, and they lose that game 2-1. So, I'm a little peeved at them. But Fulham, new manager, I said this team will play an attacking style of football, not the Marco Silva type of football, but an attacking style of football. They brought in some new guys. They looked very good against Chelsea offensively. The high attacking, the high pressure attacking by them. And not only that, the high pressure ball recovery. It worked out well for them. They had plenty of scoring opportunities. Probably could have scored more in that 3-2 defeat, but they didn't. But when you're learning a new system, the problem with learning a new system is there are going to be some growing pains, and they are going to allow goals. Sunderland is going to score goals on them on Saturday, on this weekend. Fulham will still score theirs. I think this is why the over 2.5 is the right play here. It is at even money. So you're not laying any vig whatsoever on this one. It is shaded to the under. I am taking the over 2.5 between these two teams. All right, newly promoted sides. Let's have a look at them. 2 of them facing off. It is Coventry and Hull. Guys, I'm going to make this simple. This is Coventry's game to lose, and they're not going to do so. This team last year in the championship, they earned their way promotion-wise, finishing top. They went 17-4-2 at home in their 23 games with a 51-19 goal differential, 32 plus 32 goals for them, the best in the league. Hull on the road in the championship, because they were newly promoted as well too, 10-5-8, 35 goals scored, 32 against, a +3 on the road. But one thing, and we're talking about last year's promotion, Hull likely wouldn't even be here if not for Spygate. For those who are unaware, Hull City got an easier play-in game against Middlesbrough. They would have been facing Southampton, but Southampton, in winning their matchup, in winning their matchup, I'm just trying to remember the team that they played against. In winning their matchup, basically, they used drones, spied on practice, and were basically they gave up that promotion. The FA ruled against them, put Middlesbrough into the final against Hull. Hull went on to win that game 1-0 and get a promotion into the Premier League. Hull, they beat Man United last week 2-0. I'm stumbling on this game, guys, and I apologize for that. Hull is not as good as they may have seemed in that 2-0 victory. They created 1.01 of XG off of like 4 shots on goal. 2 of them went in early against a United team that didn't look good at all. They were just going through the motions, looked like they were playing at 70% and not 100%. They misfired in the final third. Man United had 21 attempts on goal, only 5 shots actually made it on target, while creating 1.83 of XG and 0 goals scored. Hull is not as good as that victory, and we are gonna see it this weekend when Coventry win this game. Sorry that I stumbled through this one, boys. Minus 115. Don't give me a hard time in the comment section. 2 new teams to the Prem, but one thing remains certain. Coventry gets the win here against Hull. And we're going to finish it off with the Monday fixture. Everyone needs a Monday fixture. It's kind of like Monday Night Football. After a big weekend of NFL, you want to watch a Monday night game. This is the same. After a big weekend of Premier League football, we want to see a team like Arsenal and Aston Villa. And let me ask you, I watched the Aston Villa Brighton game. I have no clue what happened in that game. Brighton absolutely blitzed them 4-0. Brighton within 31 minutes of that game, Brighton was up 4-0 at home. Aston Villa then picked up a red card just before the half ended, and that pretty much was all the scoring in the second half. In that one, Brighton basically just had to take care of business in the second half. That game finishes 4-0. Watching Aston Villa play, they just do not look like the team, at least early on, and even in the Super Cup, the team that they once were, or they were last season. Obviously, some names leaving from this team. Tielemans is one of them. He's with Man United. I'm going to give you a hot take here, guys, because first of all, Arsenal's going to win this game. I don't mind laying 195 with Arsenal. One of the few times I will lay the vig here, because this is one of those ones where you would have to lay a full goal with Arsenal, and they're firing on all cylinders right now. But this is also a game that could easily finish 2-1, 1-0, even 3-2, although I don't see that that Gunners defense allowing a couple of goals against Aston Villa. The Gunners have won 3 of the last 5 visits to Villa Park. I think they get the victory here. However they do it, the minus 195 will cover it. So we're going to take Arsenal minus 195 in this one. And my hot take, if this doesn't turn around within the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season for Aston Villa, Unai Emery will be fired as manager. I had the same hot take after 5, saying that Man United would fire Amaron last season. It took him a little while longer than I thought, but they did can his ass, and then Michael Carrick took over, and the rest was history on their way to a 3rd place finish in the Prem. Arsenal get the job done. Guys, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you agree or disagree on these plays, which ones you like, which ones you hate. This Arsenal play is going to be a client play of mine, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. So it'll at least be 2%, could be possibly a 3% play as well too. The other ones are all leans at the moment, so I would consider them like 1% plays. If anything, you'll see the deal scrolling on the bottom. That expires on the weekend, $200 off of a full year of soccer. And we got a ton of European soccer and soccer here in North America as well. Champions League, Europa Conference League. There is a ton of football. Normally it's $6.99. You can get it for $4.99. It's about $1.50 a day for soccer plays. Head over to WagerTalk, my page at wt.buzz/CB. For myself and the WagerTalk family, guys, let's have another winning week of Premier League 5, and I'll see you guys all next week.